Hello everyone, welcome to this quick video about this one lick from a composition by Django called Minor Blues, or Blues En Mineur in French. And it was requested based on the previous video I made with that really fast lick from Bossa Dorado. Somebody asked me, could you make a video about the difficult lick from Blues En Mineur? And if you've practiced it yourself, you might have watched in amazement at the screen at my weird fingerings, because you probably tried playing it in the first position, like Django, like this. And that sounds great, and Django pulls it off, of course, like no one else. But that's actually very difficult to do, and I did practice it, and I can play it, let's say, 70% chance of succeeding. But during a gig or a concert, this will dramatically go down to about 30%. And it's just, I just can't count on it. And it's very difficult in the first position, not because of the notes or the rhythms. It's just difficult because of it's very irregular, you know, the pick strokes are not very consistent. You have to switch between double downs, sweeping, and alternate very quickly in succession, one after the other, and you can get lost. And then the fingering is also not so easy with all the open strings. And if you look at the lick itself, it's just a C minor 6 arpeggio. And I can play a C minor 6 arpeggio. In fact, if you've watched my video on minor 6 arpeggios, or minor 6 secrets it's called, it's linked on the video, you can see me discuss two ways of playing a C minor 6 arpeggio. The first way is what I call the Dutch way, like this, and then the second way is what I call the French way, like this. And I've practiced those arpeggios in these ways hundreds of times, and I'm very comfortable with those fingerings. And also they are much easier. And you can use both fingerings in this lick. The French one to play it in the original register like Django, very low, and you can use the Dutch way to play it higher, an octave higher, which a lot of people do, mainly also because it's much easier to play it high. And we're gonna discuss both ways. So the first thing you gotta practice is a minor 6 arpeggio, the French way, and it's pretty easy because it's 4-1-3-1 on a set of 2 strings. Then you can repeat it 2 times, so 3 times in total. Like this, so E flat, C, A, G. You play the same thing, and one more time. Now the first, you don't need it. You only need the lowest 2. So just practice at first. Just practice 4 notes. Stop. It's all closed position in the hands, so you don't even have to change to a wide position. It's all closed. Play it up. So now the first problem is if you go back, you cannot play up, down, up, down, up, down, up, because you have to sweep. So the way to practice it is to be very aware of this sweep. So you play it, and at one point it will go automatic, but as soon as you hit the sweep, just be focused on the sweep. 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 Now the second problem is that the rhythm of these arpeggios are in triplets, and of course, these arpeggios consist of 4 notes. So that means that the note on the beat won't be the first of a group of 4. It will turn around if you keep repeating it. So I made a little exercise for you that keeps repeating, so you can practice the lick in triplets. And to make this work, you have to be very aware of the note that is on the beat on the low E string, which is the A. So you get 3, 4, this A. So you give an accent on that A. In the beginning you can do it loud, just to get your head around it. Now to repeat it, I'm gonna play these 3 notes in between 2 arpeggios. So you get this. Look at the tab. So there's 2 downs also from the D to the E flat, so that's a good exercise in itself. I mean, it's not part of the lick, but it's just as an exercise, it's good to do it. And you do it with metronome until you can play it in the tempo of the song itself. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. With a metronome, of course. I mean, I think this is a little bit too fast. It's more like... One thing to look out for is that you play the last note of the arpeggio, that you play clearly, because after that note you have to switch positions, and it's very common to just kind of muffle that note. You don't really hear it like this. So that you don't hear the E flat here, because you have to change quite a big position change. So make sure you play that note. Okay, now if you can do this, and it won't take you that long if you already are familiar with picking mechanics, then you only have to add in the beginning, and at the end you have to add. So you play, then you play the arpeggios, and then you play. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for me it's 3 parts. The first part, now the second part is the arpeggios that you can practice separately, and then the third part is to append this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I like to play 2 downstrokes there, just to give an accent on the last B flat. But you can play an upstroke if you want. It doesn't matter. Let's play with the upstroke. 3, 4. Now with a downstroke. Okay, so now you got the low version down. Now let's go to the high version. For that we need the Dutch fingering. So again, you practice this in a loop. It's the same principles. You need to put an accent on the A, because that's on the beat. 3, 4. And then we're gonna play 3 notes in between, but now we're not gonna play lower notes because we don't have any fingers left. We're gonna play in front of it. So now the lick starts with an upstroke, because we come from here. Downstroke. Of course, you could also just, you don't have to play those 3 notes, you could just have a rest, like 3, 4. But I like looping it continuously. course with a metronome, because I hear that I'm rushing a little bit, so you don't want to rush it. And then the same thing, you just add this in the beginning, and at the end you add. So it's kind of a big jump, but just, you know, it's 3 parts again. This is the first part, second part, third part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play one more time with the backing track. I'll play first the first chorus, I'll play the low one, and the second chorus, I'll play the high one. See, it's not that difficult, and you might call it cheating that I don't play with the open strings, but you know, I'd rather go for a way that I can pull off 100% of the time than a very cool way that's like Django, but I can only pull off 30% of the time, and 70% of the time it will be a complete disaster. Okay, that was it for this video. I'll be back with more videos with difficult licks, difficult phrases in the repertoire. If you have any suggestions, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!